Hello, this is the Midday News. I'm Carol Kiddu Jr. Thanks for joining us. Papua New Guinea is making history by co-hosting exercise Talisman Sabre 2025, Australia's largest and most advanced military exercise for the very first time. The multinational defense training, which began integration activities on July 16, has now entered its tactical phase with military forces operating in Wewak and Lae. Troops from Papua New Guinea, Australia and the United States are conducting joint air, land and maritime maneuvers along with a complex joint personnel recovery exercise, simulating search and rescue missions in operational environments. The training is part of a broader effort to boost regional security and defense cooperation. Over 40,000 military personnel from 19 partner nations, including Japan, Canada, the UK, India, and others, are involved in this year's exercise, while Malaysia and Vietnam are attending as observers. This marks a significant step forward for PNG's defense force, which is increasingly playing a vital role in regional security partnerships. Kopkop College in Port Moresby launched its 50th Independence Anniversary celebration, embracing the theme United in Diversity, One Culture, One People. The vibrant event united students, teachers and guests in the national pride. Two young MCs, Margaret Kwapena and Nathaniel B., hosted the program. Keynote speaker Dalciana Sumaya Brash inspired students with her message on climate leadership and national pride, reminding them Papua New Guinea is very important in terms of climate change. Going to school is the start of the process. Grade 9 students Cecily Abadi and Ezekiel Pitalot delivered musical performances, adding energy to the event. Principal Rodi Kidoro announced upcoming cultural programs, history and legends, traditional food and traditional dance to continue the school's jubilee celebration. The initiative reflects Kopkop's commitment to unity, heritage and nation building. Panu Shopping Center is the biggest shopping center in Midday town currently. It was launched on Sunday, July 27th, after 11 years of construction. The government and people of Midday expect great economic benefits, including job opportunities. The investment is a partnership between Golden Hill Enterprise, Shinogain Trading, and the Midday local level government. The shopping center boasts a one-stop shop experience with quality imports from Dubai and at affordable prices too. The people of Midday have their eyes and ears peeled for when Panu Shopping Center will be opened. The 11-year construction has finally ended, and a launch over the weekend marks economic benefits, including employment opportunities. Vice President of the Midday Chamber of Commerce, Chris Sito, said it is not just a commercial venture, but a symbol of progress, resilience, and shared belief in the future of Midday Town and the province.
As I'm supporter of entrepreneurship, I would like to take this moment to acknowledge the hands and efforts that made today possible, to the investors who believe, the developers and contractors who worked tirelessly, the government authorities who supported this effort, and the local partners who stood by the vision. Thank you all for your support. Your collective commitment has brought this dream to life at the dawn of our 50th anniversary.
The vision of establishing this one-stop shop belongs to Johnny Macau, a longtime resident of Midday. Macau has been involved in many community development work with individuals, business houses, and the government. His dream for Panu Shopping Center came about through discussions with Nick Chu of Shinogain Trading. Midday District Administrator Albert Ului commended Mr. Macau and Mr. Chu for bringing in new development into the province. He assured Mr. Macau that they will continue to work in partnership to bring about change and development in the province.
We play look savelo Johnny, time I come inside lo mereng. Every sana backside also manbla. Papa lo yumi place lo mereng, especially lo public servant. Time no good bla time Johnny and say stop. Plenty heavy way Government system alright yet, money system belong, province alright yet, nogat narap guardian yumisagolong and Johnny Dasot.
The shop is built near the main market area. Most of its stock has not arrived yet. Panu Shopping Center is expected to give shoppers a one-stop shop experience. The two-story shop will have a range of household hardware, technological and consumable items. Mr. Chu said it will open in a couple of weeks' time. The PNG Floriculture Association Incorporated proudly launched its 12th annual flower show at the PNG National Museum in Port Moresby yesterday. The one-week program is running under the theme, Where Flowers Tell a Story. It is open to the public from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the afternoon. A variety of artistic, agricultural, and cultural flower will be on display.
The National Museum and Art Gallery in Port Moresby is buzzing with colorful and artistic displays of floral arrangements of all kinds. The 12th Flower Show, hosted annually by the PNG Floriculture Association, is running this year's event under the theme Where Flowers Tell a Story. These stories are of the challenges and successes of its participants and the experiences in growing and selling flowers. There are 15 stalls at the flower show. This year's event welcomes participants from Northern Province, Goroka in Eastern Islands, and Mount Again in Western Islands, and the rest are growers in the nation's capital. Throughout the week, show organizers will do daily demonstrations on soil mixing, plant identification, and naming. The aim is to provide support to growers with practical knowledge and tools, while celebrating growth through foliage and art design competitions, notably judged only on leaves and heart setup this year.
All the arrangements we all gonna compete long all about leaves that's all. No got him all blooms or leaves that's all. So Mipla got him this land and Mipla also got him stall set up. By looking this like what Mipla like you see me Mipla put him up all arches. You can look him all get a stall, some only got him all arch belong also. This land part of a stall setup and one black criteria where Mipla award him all prices too.
Challenges remain, especially with rising prices and limited access to consistent supply. But growers are adapting with a renewed focus on native varieties and strategic planting.
Back then in 2009, we miss a struggle of finding all markets now. You know, so got plenty all events now, but after that you may come now and plenty all events come up na demand, lo cut flowers here and go big plus terrain. So now we are looking at some quantity where we plus emphasizing long association quantity and quality and drop now. Like for example, like before passing all helicones lo 5 plus 6 pla kaino sa mo salim no tukina now no got all passing 3 pla or 2 pla mo salim no tukina. So some of the challenges we are really facing now. So we no sabe, but what we are encouraging all farmers also depend long area we all stop long so local planning plan is something, but just one type of plant that's all we all can supply in bulk na at least all customers must accept.
Lantaka says this year marks a renewed commitment to honor its women's journey and inspire a bigger, bolder future. She said next year they will prepare something bigger and better. This year's arts competition will evolve into more creative stall setups. So by next year, when they gather for the 13th flower show, it will be on a whole new level. Joanna Violet, TVWAN News.
The National Capital District Provincial Health Authority's management recently launched its staff transit house and a 24-hour standby generator at the 6 Mile Polyclinic. This marks the contribution and commitment of the NCDPHA's management, the National Capital District Commission, and the Moresby Northeast District Development Authority to provide better health care in the NCD and Moresby Northeast electorate. NCDPHA said that the management is focusing on developing the 6 Mile Polyclinic to fully function as a 24-hour clinic to assist the emergency department and PMGH. In regional news, electric vehicle sales are surging to record highs, driven by more choice and lower prices. New vehicle emissions standards, which came into force this month, are also expected to increase EV sales. And the market leader Tesla is already facing serious competition from newcomers.
Competition for a slice of the local electric vehicle market is going into overdrive.
Next year, 70 new models hit the market and new brands come to market as well.
At this EV show in Melbourne, the buzz is evident.
Low maintenance, low operating cost.
We still have a bit of range anxiety. I'm happy with going with an EV. I don't need to ever go to a petrol station anymore.
In June, EVs accounted for a record 10.3% of all new car sales in Australia. Add in plug-in hybrids and they made up more than 15%. Some EVs sell for around $30,000. Affordability is set to accelerate as car makers avoid penalties introduced this month to reduce vehicle emissions.
If they don't meet those sales number or those emissions standard, then they have to pay another car maker credits, and they'd rather keep the money themselves, and even if they have to take a bit of a loss on their own car, they'd probably prefer to get that out of the door.
Tesla still dominates EV sales, but if you include plug-in hybrids, BYD outsold Tesla in the first half of 2025. EV owners may soon face new taxes though, with the federal government saying a road use charge to replace the fuel excise is inevitable. There's also talk of reviewing the fringe benefits tax exemption for EVs. This car maker says instead tax breaks for utes should be scrapped.
That's an exemption that's been afforded to those vehicles since 1986 and cost taxpayers billions of dollars. It makes far more sense to put those subsidies against vehicles that are going to create cleaner air.
Removing some roadblocks.
Back to sports in the country. The Santos National Football Stadium was abuzz last night as major sponsors, franchise teams, special guests, friends and media gathered to mark the launch of the 2025 edition of the National Women's Rugby League competition, the Santos Cup. This is the second edition of the Santos Cup, generating high anticipation for the big kickoff this weekend, featuring the 6 returning franchise teams, defending champions Gorka Lahanis, Central Dabaris, Port Moresby Vipers, Rabaul Gurias, Ley Tigers and Mount Hagen Eagles.
Among the dignitaries present were His Excellency Evan MacDonald, the Australian High Commissioner, East Liberton Provincial Member Michael Marum, PNG NRL franchise CEO Andrew Hill, PNG Hunters CEO Scott Parker, and PNG RFL Director Lorna McPherson, alongside former PNG International Justin Olam, all added prestige to the evening. The event commenced with the introduction of the captains from each of the participating clubs, Gurias, the Dabaris Eagles, Tigers, Vipers, and defending premiers Lahanis, bringing the cup back with them. In his welcome address, Santos Country Chair and naming rights sponsor Leon Baskins expressed enthusiasm and confidence in elevating the women's competition to new heights in 2025 after its inauguration last year. He emphasized the importance of women's rugby league in promoting inclusivity and positivity, transforming the lives of women and girls in communities.
And many of you know when we first started playing here and sponsoring here, the women, they used to be booed. And from changing that to now being cheered, that's changing mindset, that's changing behavior. So you all are an important part of that journey. Just want to acknowledge that. Of course, for us, since apart from sponsoring this stadium, this top-class, world-class stadium here, we put in 12 million. It's a number, those of you like numbers, 12 million in women's sports, especially in rugby league.
Reflecting on the journey since the 50th anniversary of independence, Baskins noted significant shifts in attitudes and perceptions surrounding women's sports.
I'd like to commend 36 of the coaching staff, management, 7 were females. As I said, 1 was head coach. You all, as Rona said, you all is in changing that mindset. Again, recognizing our country, and women and girls, in about 22 provinces. 5 are also matrilineal. I happen to come from nothing Governor Maru. Super Coach happens to come from one of those provinces also.
The captains of the 6 franchise clubs expressed their excitement and readiness to embrace the new season.
Discipline, commitment, the training, illegal something so fixing the commentary.
Starting 2019, I'm almost at least second year doing the Talisman.
Yeah, I'm second assistant over our teams and who will prevent our come hard. So just for myself, I go to team domina. Itu mas prevent apa ya? Hopefully we come out to the second season December.
Politically, that team, but positionally, that team. So, like, it depends on the preparation that we come to us. So,
look, community from me out, started by the rugby team, so go follow me.
Meanwhile, Baskins acknowledged the PNG RFL for their partnership in supporting women's rugby league and wishing all the 6 franchise teams the best of luck for the Santos Cup 2025. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Sprinter Timothy Tuna has been selected to represent PNG at the World Championships to be held in Tokyo in September. Tuna will run in the 200-meter at the championships, the event in which he broke the national record twice this year.
A product of the National Sports Institute Athletics Development Program, Timothy Tuna first made his mark internationally at the 2024 Oceania Championships, where he won the bronze medal in a competitive 200-meter event. His time of 21.32 seconds in the semi-final was a sign of good things to come, and he smashed the national record in April with a time of 20.75 seconds before improving this to 20.64 seconds on May 1st. Tuna continued his fine form at the Pacific Mini Games in Palau, pushing Pies Vizsel to the line in the 100-meter and dominating the 200-meter to win gold. Athletics PNG President Tony Green said PNG has a quota of only one athlete, and the decision on who to select this year was difficult, as there was almost nothing between Tuna and Vizsel in terms of performance. Green said based on the quality of performances in their respective events, world rankings, and how they have performed in major competitions, Tuna was chosen for the championship. Tuna will return to school in New Mexico by mid-August and is expected to travel to Tokyo in September. Tuna will run in the 200-meter heats on September 17 and the semi-final the following day. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that ends our midday news. Do join us at 6 p.m. for more news and sports.
I just want to be successful. But who'll hire a college dropout like me?
If you need anything, just call me.
You think I'm doing this just for me? I'm not!